When the badge turns silent, the body cam speaks. Citizen rights violated.
This episode is sponsored by Yardley Ski Auditing, so make sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Yardley Ski goes to Colindale Police Station to file a complaint, but instead he ends up exposing shocking police misconduct. While he is waiting outside, two off-duty officers confront him about filming and keep asking him questions he is not required to answer. One officer steps into his personal space, and the other makes the situation worse by calling on-duty officers. Things escalate further when one officer pushes his camera away and twists his arm. What began as a simple visit quickly turns into a troubling example of intimidation and misuse of power.
Sir, what are you doing here?
Why are you recording police cars leaving the station? Are you planning something?
Tell me what it says. Tell me, who are you? Who are you? Don't come up to me. Don't come up to me because I will defend myself. Move away from me. Move away from me. Because you're too close. You're in my space. Now move away. I will tell you one more time. Move away from me.
It sounds like you're being threatened.
Move away. You, Section 5. That's what you're doing. You are threatening, alarming and distressing me. So go away.
What are you doing?
Do you understand? Do you understand?
I understand.
Move away.
From the very start, the officer's behavior changes from simple questioning to clear intimidation. Instead of respecting the auditor's right to stay silent, he becomes frustrated and steps aggressively into his personal space, even though he has no legal reason to stop or detain him. He stands very close to his face, creating a tense and controlling situation. When the auditor asks him to step back, the officer refuses, leaving the auditor with no choice but to move him away. Shockingly, the officer then acts like the victim and accuses the auditor of being threatening, even though he was the one who started the confrontation. This is a clear example of misusing authority to provoke a reaction and then twisting the story to justify further action. Legally, this behavior could amount to misconduct. Under Section 5 of the Public Order Act, 1986, it is an offense to use threatening, abusive, or disorderly behavior that causes harassment, alarm, or distress, and that is exactly what the officer appears to be doing by invading personal space, provoking conflict, and refusing to step back when asked.
I don't need to move away.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're in my space. Move away.
Why are you recording police
Move
cars?
away. Move away from me.
Sir, what are you doing
Move away from me.
What are you doing
Move away from me.
Sir, I'm asking you
Move
kindly.
away from me. Listen, and I'm telling you to
what are you
move
doing
away
in front of
from
the police
me.
station?
Move away from me.
Sir, what are you doing
Move
here?
away.
I'm not going to move. I'm in front of the police station. I'm in
I don't
public
care.
space.
Yeah,
I
you're in
do
my
not-
space.
No, I'm
You've
in a
walked
public
You've
domain.
walked right up to me. You've walked
I'm
right.
asking you.
Yeah. How
I'm
would you like
asking
if I walked right up into your face?
You can walk up.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what?
There you go.
The tension rises as the auditor keeps asking the officer to step back, but the officer continues moving closer. He tries to defend himself by saying, "I'm in front of the police station, I'm in a public space," but this actually weakens his own argument. By saying that, he is admitting he has the right to stand there because it's a public place. That is the exact same right the auditor is using to record. If the officer believes being in a public space gives him the right to be there, then why does he have a problem with the auditor doing the same? This clearly shows double standards. When it suits the officer, public space means freedom, but when the auditor uses that same freedom, it suddenly becomes an issue. The real problem isn't the location, it's the recording. Instead of admitting he has no authority to stop it, the officer turns to intimidation and hypocrisy.
What's your name, sir?
Go away.
What's your name?
Go away.
What are you doing
Go
here?
away. Look
Why
at
are you
you.
recording
Look
these
at you.
vehicles?
Look at you.
Sir.
Don't step close to me. Don't
Sir.
step close. Don't step close. Don't step close
Sir,
to
stop
me.
pushing me.
Listen, don't step close to me.
I'm not stepping
You
close to you. I'm
are.
asking you a
You're on
question.
camera.
I'm
You're on
asking you
camera.
a
Stop
question.
lying.
I'm asking you a question.
Don't step
What
close
are you
to me.
doing
Who
here?
are you?
My name's Stefan Estaz. I'm a police officer.
Get your warrant card out and show me.
I have done that already.
Show me again. I didn't see
I
it.
don't-
You was too close to me.
Well, I've showed you
No,
already.
you didn't move.
Under Section 2 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, 1984, PACE, when an officer is using police powers or carrying out a stop, they must identify themselves by giving their name, their station, and showing their warrant card if they are not in uniform. Although the officer says he already did this, the law also says the person must have a fair chance to properly see and check the officer's identification. Since the auditor explains that the officer was standing too close for him to clearly view the card, he has a valid reason to ask to see it again. The officer's refusal to show his warrant card again raises serious concerns. If he had nothing to hide, he could have simply shown it again and calmed the situation. Instead, his actions create doubt and weaken trust in police accountability. Officers are expected to act with openness and professionalism, but in this case, the officer ignores basic identification rules and makes the situation worse through intimidation.
Yes, I did.
You're
I
recording
don't care.
We're not
Yes, I
going to
did.
allow you to record our
Oh, well, go away then.
No, you go away.
I'm not going
Why are
anywhere.
you recording? Why are you here?
Don't ask me questions.
Are you well, sir?
Don't ask
Are
me
you
questions.
mentally
Don't
unwell?
ask me questions. I said go away. You're harassing me now.
I'm
Are
not
you
harassing you.
really
I'm
Section
asking
5, you're harassing me. You're causing me
asking you a
alarm
simple
and
question.
distress. Now go away.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm asking a simple
You're sorry to hear
question.
that. So
Yes.
you like committing offences, do you?
I'm not committing
Yes,
any
you are.
offences.
You've stepped right in front of me. You're causing me a Section 5,
What's a Section 5?
a Public Order Act.
What do you
Section
mean?
5 of the Public Order Act. You are causing me alarm, harassment and distress. Now go away.
This moment is very worrying. The officer does not seem to know what Section 5 of the Public Order Act is, even though it is a basic law related to disorderly behavior. Section 5 deals with actions that cause harassment, alarm, or distress to others, and it is often used in public order situations. It is an important part of everyday police work, especially during confrontations or public disturbances. The fact that the officer appears unaware of this law raises serious concerns about his training and competence.
I don't need to go away. I'm asking you. I'm asking.
Are you detaining me? Are you detaining me?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not at all. Get out of here.
You can't
Get out of here.
record
So
police
you
cars.
touch me and that's an assault. Of course I can do what I want.
Sir,
Don't
please
just
stop.
go away from me.
Sir, I'm asking you
Shut up.
nicely to stop
I don't care if
recording.
you're asking me lightly, and I won't
Okay.
stop recording.
Then
No.
tell me why you're recording.
No, I'm not going to tell you nothing.
Why are you recording?
Stop recording.
Hey, that's an assault.
Stop recording. You're under
That's
arrest.
assault.
Stop
Under
recording.
arrest for what?
Stop. Give me your hands.
Oh,
Give me
hold
that.
on a second. Hold on a second. You can go on. She just assaulted me. Assaulted me.
What's happening?
It's on camera. It's okay. It's okay. It's on camera.
This is a serious abuse of power. The officer used force against someone who was not committing a crime, had not been warned about any offense, and was simply recording in a public place. Under Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, police can only use force if it is necessary, reasonable, and proportionate to prevent a crime or to lawfully detain someone. In this situation, the auditor had not committed any offense and had not been given any lawful order to stop recording. Hitting the camera and twisting his arm appears to be an unjustified use of force and could amount to common assault under Section 39 of the Criminal Justice Act 1988, since any unlawful physical contact without consent can be considered assault. The arrest also seems questionable. Under Section 24 of PACE, an arrest must be necessary and proportionate, and the officer must clearly state the reason for the arrest at the time. Here, the auditor was not committing a crime, and the officer did not immediately give a clear legal reason. This could make the arrest unlawful and potentially amount to false imprisonment, which could lead to legal action against the police. In the video, Yardley Ski later explains what happened after his camera was taken from him during the incident. He eventually gets it back and begins recording again.
My camera was snatched from the tripod and the filming was stopped. If you could hear, the female plainclothes police officer said you are under arrest.
That's an assault. That's assault. Under arrest for what?
I did not know why she decided to arrest me, but I know she had assaulted me by twisting my arm behind my back. She was the one that also grabbed the phone from the tripod. I was then held again with my hands behind my back by the two officers who had exited the car. About 5 other officers came out and stood in front of me. I was held like this for about 5 minutes. During this time there was a big huddle and many officers were saying he's an auditor. It was after about 5 minutes I was handed back my phone by one of the officers. I then switched it back on and started to film.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Right. I don't know what's happened.
Okay.
So my name is Sergeant Robinson.
Yep.
I'm currently the section sergeant responsible for the emergency response team at this current time.
Okay.
I was aware that you wished to make a complaint. You've been asked to wait inside the front office until one of the public access officers could speak to you and arrange whatever you needed to be done and dealt with. And if you needed to speak to a sergeant for that to be done.
Okay.
I understand something since has happened. I don't really know what. I'm trying to ascertain what has happened.
Okay.
Okay. But I can see the officers that were initially involved from CID are no longer here.
Okay.
So I need to find out who they are and what their account is.
The sergeant then shares an important detail. The officers involved were from CID. CID officers are plain-clothed detectives who usually investigate serious crimes, such as fraud, drug offenses, and violent crime. Although they have the same arrest powers as uniformed officers, they must still follow the law, including PACE, the Code of Ethics, and the rules on use of force. Even with their authority, CID officers are not above the law. The fact that they left the scene after assaulting and unlawfully detaining the auditor suggests they may have known they went too far and wanted to avoid accountability. This was not proper policing. It was a clear misuse of their position.
If I can ask you to wait back in the front office at this moment in time, I will try to find someone to come and promptly deal with your complaint, as I believe it is.
No, that's a separate complaint.
Okay.
I want them to, I need them to be charged.
So if you wish for them to be, a further complaint to be made, that can be done and dealt with, but I need the time to identify who they were and what's happened.
Okay, so let
I've
me
literally just come down to find out.
So let me just say this, Sergeant. I've just been stood there with my hands behind my back.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically under arrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
As in, have you been told you are under arrest?
I'm sure that's what the woman said. Yeah.
Which woman, sorry?
The one that assaulted me.
CID? Or
I don't know where she is. She was in. She was plainclothes.
Right.
Once an officer tells someone they are under arrest, they must follow proper legal procedures. Under Section 28 of PACE, the person must be clearly told that they are under arrest and given the specific reason for the arrest at the time it happens. The officer must also make sure the arrest is necessary and proportionate, as required by Section 24 of PACE. In this case, the auditor was physically assaulted, told he was under arrest, and then seemingly left without any further action being taken. This creates serious legal concerns. False imprisonment happens when someone is detained without lawful authority. If the officer said he was under arrest, but then walked away without properly processing or dealing with him, it suggests the auditor was left unlawfully detained without legal justification.
I'm sure that's what she said. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been held by 2 police officers. Because if I wasn't under arrest or detained, either one of them, then they'd have had no right to... One second. Yeah? I would have had no right for them to be holding on to me, first and foremost, because that would have been an assault, because I wouldn't have been detained and I wouldn't have been under arrest. So therefore, somebody's assaulted me if that's not the case, right? Firstly. Secondly, I want to know why everybody's disappeared and nobody's telling me, with a bit of paper, who these people were. Because the guys that was holding me didn't identify themselves. The 2 that went off, I think the woman identified herself initially in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah. I can't remember what her name is, probably on thing, but the guy didn't. He said he's not going to identify something like that.
Even more worrying, the officers did not properly identify themselves while using their powers. This left the auditor in a situation where he was being detained without even knowing who was detaining him. When police use their authority, they are required to clearly identify themselves and explain what is happening. In this case, the officers failed to meet these basic legal duties. They used force and said he was under arrest without making sure he understood who they were or why he was being detained. Being held by unidentified officers with no clear reason given is a serious failure of procedure and accountability. This kind of behavior is exactly why many people demand more transparency from the police.
And so I don't know who they are.
Okay.
So I need some paperwork.
So this bit of paper.
No, don't worry about this bit of paper. This has got nothing to do with this particular thing. This is my initial complaint. Yeah. So I had business to be near. First and foremost, let me just say that they came out and they was asking me, what am I doing filming? I'm in a public place, I can film. I don't need, right, and I don't need to answer them. I don't need to account for myself being here to them who I don't know who they are, in plainclothes people. They could be random people, right? They could be random people.
He reminds the sergeant that he was in a public place where he has every legal right to record. Without hesitation, the sergeant agrees. This simple acknowledgement highlights a much bigger problem. If the sergeant knows filming in public is legal, why did the two officers escalate the situation? This raises serious questions about police training, professionalism, and potential bias in how officers choose to enforce the law. There are two possibilities. Either the officers genuinely didn't know that public recording is legal, which would point to a major lack of training, or they knew it was legal, but chose to harass and intimidate the auditor anyway.
Secondly, the guy, stood up to me, and I'm just going to step towards you, Sergeant. This is not in an aggressive manner, We're standing quite a distance from each other, This guy kept on standing up to me this close, and it's on my film, and if not closer. We're the same.
So you felt it provocative?
No, he caused me to be alarmed, harassed and distressed. Not only did he cause that, I told him, that is what he's doing.
To make his point clear, the auditor physically shows the sergeant how one of the officers had been distressing him, getting in his face and invading his personal space. The sergeant immediately looks uncomfortable, and this is without the aggression or authority the officer had during the real encounter. If even the sergeant, a senior officer, felt uneasy after just a few seconds, it's easy to imagine how the auditor felt when the officer did this repeatedly, up close, and clearly trying to intimidate him. The auditor even told the officer at the time that his behavior was causing alarm, harassment, and distress, but instead of stopping, the officer carried on anyway.
You will have this on your recording.
It will be on my recording.
Are you happy to provide that, for that to be reviewed?
Only if they're getting charged.
Well, a sergeant would need to review that prior to. We can't just charge someone without evidence. As I'm sure you can understand.
All right.
That would be.
I'll provide it via Axon.
That's fine.
Yeah,
we can send you an Axon.
Send me an Axon.
That can be reviewed, and a decision can be made if there was any unlawful use of force or anything that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that right now.
I know you can't.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to assist you.
But I need to know who they are.
If you can just step back inside to the station office, I will. As I said, I've not been here when they're here. I need to go back in and find out who they are. That's a reasonable thing, if you can understand. And then I'll come down and make sure that you provided those details, and that a sergeant comes down
and some paperwork.
Yeah, if you require paperwork, you'll be provided with it.
Yeah, I need
even if it's as basic as who those officers details.
Well, I need a cab number at least, because the cab would have been.
Won't be created on this circumstance because
Why not?
It's not a call to police. It's something that's happened in the front office, so we don't need a cab number. It can be managed by us on our systems.
This response is highly questionable. While not every interaction requires a CAD number, it is standard practice to log incidents that involve a complaint against an officer, use of force, or an alleged assault. Since this case involved physical force, an attempted arrest, and a serious allegation of misconduct, it is very unusual that no CAD was created. According to the College of Policing's guidance on incident recording, police forces must record and log all reportable incidents, especially those involving complaints, use of force, or misconduct. The sergeant suggesting this could be handled internally instead of creating a CAD raises serious concerns about transparency and proper accountability.
So if there's anything, if we put on like a crime report or an intelligence report, then you can be provided with that reference.
Okay.
Well, regardless.
But I want a criminal action against these two.
Yeah, as I said,
I'm not going to go in there and film if anybody's in that lobby.
Okay. If you can wait here or take a seat inside, it's entirely up to you. Now, it is recorded on CCTV inside the front office for your own safety.
Yeah, I didn't cause no disturbance in there. I was out here.
Okay. Well, I'll have a look see if there's anyone inside for you to talk to. Right, there's no one in here at the time.
Okay, cool.
So if you're happy to come in, take a seat.
So this is the foyer inside. Wow. What kind of nonsense just happened?
From the moment the off-duty CID officers confronted the auditor, it was clear they had no valid reason to challenge him. Instead of respecting his right to film in public, they escalated the situation through intimidation, invading his personal space, pressuring him for answers he didn't have to give, and ultimately assaulting him by hitting his camera and twisting his arm. One officer even declared he was under arrest without giving any legal reason. On top of that, the officers failed to properly identify themselves, which is a basic requirement under Section 2 of PACE, and then left the scene without taking any accountability. This wasn't just a bad interaction, it was a serious failure of police professionalism. It also raises a worrying question. If the auditor hadn't recorded this, how easily could it have been covered up? This episode shows a serious lack of accountability in policing. Now that the footage exists, the question is whether the officers responsible will face consequences, or if this will just become another case of police misconduct ignored.